fuzz pedal for $15? It can't be any good. I tell you what, I've recorded this fuzz on a track, and let's take a listen to it now, and you can see what you think. Stick around until after the music. I'll talk more about this. I'll talk about how I got it, how you can find deals too, and we'll look at how this thing sounds through some different amps and different settings. So in that track, this Behringer fuzz that I got from Sweetwater, not sponsored, for $15 is on everything but the drums. It's even on the bass track being used as a boost. So what is a fuzz pedal? A fuzz pedal is not exactly a distortion. It's not an overdrive. If you've ever heard Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, that was one of the first big hits to actually feature a fuzz pedal on it. It kind of sounds like a circuit that's getting ready to explode or die. You get some really interesting sounds out of it. And the thing is a lot of these fuzzes can sound really different. This one has a few different settings on it. There is a level control for the volume. There is the gain control, which controls how much fuzz you have. There is a treble and a bass cut. And what that does is cut frequencies below a certain point to kind of clean it up. And then there's a mode switch on it. So you can either have mode 1 or the fuzz 1, fuzz 2, and using it just as a boost. Stick around to the end and I'll talk about the secret setting that this one also has. Okay, so here I've got my trusty dirt cheap Epiphone Les Paul Special with P90s, and right now this is running into Logic. I'm using the Fender Super Reverb style amp that's in Logic. This is what it sounds like, clean. Got a little reverb, etc. on it. So now I'm going to switch on the fuzz, and right now I've just got it in boost mode. So we'll see what it sounds like. You can see the different settings that I have here. So I can use it as a boost. Let's go to fuzz 1. You see immediately I lose some volume. Now, one thing about a fuzz is you need to have it at the beginning of your signal chain because it is heavily impacted by the volume coming directly out of the guitar. If you put anything between the guitar and a fuzz, it can affect the overall sound. So let's try a couple of different settings here. Let's drop the gain way back, and I'll need to boost the volume. Now I'm using the neck pickup. And that's one thing about fuzz, it does clean up with the volume control. So as I back the volume off, it changes a lot. Okay, let's try it on the second setting here. This is fuzz 2, and you'll see it's a completely different circuit. Sounds very different. Again, clean tone. Okay, so let's switch guitars and see what it sounds like with single coils instead of P90s. Again, still playing it through that Fender Super Reverb style. Of course, the output from this is a little bit lower, so let me turn it up just a hair there. And let's go back to fuzz 1. Play around with a little bit. Then fuzz 2. But here's the trick. If you put this switch between the two settings here, just kind of between the two, it actually activates both circuits. And you kind of get a hybrid of the two. Again, fuzz 1, fuzz 2, and then it's just... Okay, so in the track, the lead guitar is the Bullet Telecaster, and it's going into Logic through their emulation of a Vox AC30. And clean, it sounds like this. So a little bit brighter. Now we'll go back to Fuzz 1. And Fuzz 2. So I was kind of a latecomer to using fuzz. I didn't get my first fuzz pedal till a few years ago because I'd always used either overdrives or distortions, never really, had much of a need for a fuzz. But I had found out that you can get a very wide range of sounds if you know how to set these things. This one I got for $15 because over this past Christmas, and again, this is 2023, so this would have been December of 22, Behringer had a big sale with Sweetwater where a lot of their pedals were half price. A little caveat, this is usually $29.95 or $29.99, which is still a good value for this pedal. But during that sale, it was $14.99 or $15. So I picked up a couple of their different pedals because, hey, $15, you can't pass that up. Some people might say that this is, not high quality. It is a plastic composite, but Blake Weiland, who also has the Tone Mob podcast, did a video with this where he literally set it on fire with real fire. He hit it with different things. He played it through different amps. I think he tried to run over it with his truck, basically showing that, it's not built like a steel enclosed pedal, but it's not quite as flimsy as you might think. Now, if I were going to go on a world tour or something, I probably would not take something like this, mainly because TSA tears things up sometimes. For the average user or somebody who's a weekend warrior that plays a couple of times a month, this should hold up pretty well. So every day I go online and I'll check a few websites for upcoming sales or things that are on sale, and also look at stuff like Reddit. There's some good Reddit subgroups that have stuff about guitar, and that's how I found out that these were actually on sale through Sweetwater. Again, they're not sponsoring it. I have bought stuff. I bought this one myself. But if you get in the habit of checking those, it only takes a second. Oftentimes you'll find something that pops up where maybe it's just a deal of the day, or maybe they're running a special. Sometimes they're pushed from the manufacturer, and that's how you can kind of find things oftentimes at a good price. So yeah, $29.95 or $29.99 is a good deal for this pedal, but it's even better at $14.99. All right, so I hope you like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Also, tell a friend, share the video. It really helps me grow the channel, and which allows me to do more of these types of videos. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon. That way you'll be notified anytime I post new content. So remember, until next time, keep practicing.